Health conscious, image conscious and ready to spend an extra buck for comfort. That's the consumer of today. And in order to stay relevant and keep up with this new age consumer, McDonald's recognized the need to go in for a makeover. In the United States, about a third of the chain's 14,000 outlets have undergone an interior facelift, and by the end of this year, the company plans to complete the renovations on about half of its 33,000 restaurants worldwide. In line with this global makeover, McDonald's India is doling out the dough and is en route with its plastic surgery. But does McDonald's image makeover justify its cost, and was this metamorphosis required in markets that were doing rather well for them? Tara Kapoor attempts to answer this one.
When Richard and Maurice McDonald opened up their restaurant in 1940, they would have never dreamt that their quaint hamburger joint would transform into the world's largest chain of hamburger fast food restaurants and one of the most identifiable brands across the planet. It was in the 1950s that McDonald's started its worldwide expansion under the iron fist of American business tycoon Ray Kroc. His vision was simple. McDonald's existed as a utilitarian factory for food preparation and eating, not for comfort. In fact, in 1973, he told Time magazine that we made sure no McDonald's became a hangout. We didn't allow cigarette machines, newspaper racks, not even a payphone. It was quick service and how. But come 2012, and McDonald's aspiration has changed. Don Thompson, the current president and COO, wants to make the brand more appealing to mature markets. He said that people eat with their eyes first, and if you have a restaurant that is appealing, contemporary and relevant both from the street and interior, the food tastes better. And that's why McDonald's is going through a massive redesign world over.
See, McDonald's had for a very long time stayed with a very standard design. And you could spot a McDonald's anytime you walked into a McDonald's because it had a completely standard design. It was a very functional design. Today, if you see the whole, the young adult specifically, is moved more and more towards a more casual, dining approach. And we felt, and I think the research that was done across different parts of the world, felt that the young, evolving consumer wanted a look and feel of a place that they could hang around.
While McDonald's may dominate in the hamburger segment, the fast food segment, on the other hand, is somewhat fragmented. The 7 major players make up approximately 45% of total revenues in the US. McDonald's might still be the market leader with 19% of the pie. But the new health-conscious consumers are beginning to smell out other options. And in order to keep the McDonald's brand relevant, the company is working on transforming its image the world over. I'm in Sakinaka in Mumbai, in one of the first McDonald's restaurants in India that has been transformed in line with the new global revamp. The new look highlights McDonald's intention to transform itself into a family restaurant instead of just being an outing for teenagers. This outlet ditches the old seating and table arrangements that were all the same and offers a host of options for a variety of different demographics. The walls are more muted, the interiors have been jazzed up to suit young adults, and lo and behold, everyone's favorite mascot, Ronald McDonald, is nowhere to be seen. Along with the changes to the interiors, McDonald's is expanding its menu and toning down its colors to shed its current kiddie image. However, to keep the essence of the brand alive, the classic yellow arches and the iconic M logo will still remain intact. But this massive transformation comes at a huge cost.
There will be an additional cost of 50%, a higher cost of 50% on our capex with this new design.
If I look at Hardcastle restaurants, we are currently at about 130 restaurants, and our target is over the next 3 years to get to about 250 plus restaurants. So there's a very aggressive expansion plan that we are embarking on, And along with this, we want to ensure that all our new restaurants meet all the new standards and remain relevant to the customer. So outside of the investment that we are making to build the restaurants, I would say the whole re-imaging and moving up to these new standards would cost us about 100 to 150 crores over the next 3 to 5 years. Essentially, it's about 1.5 to 2 crores an outlet.
McDonald's as a whole might be on the right path, following the likes of Apple and IBM in terms of keeping the brand relevant with the changing times. But as the popular saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Especially in markets like India and China, where the brand doesn't suffer from an image deficit. In fact, in India, McDonald's is comfortably placed as the leading fast food brand in terms of value sales in 2010. Also, considering the fact that India isn't as health conscious as the rest of the world in terms of eating habits, does such a large investment make sense?
The plan is to go to tier 2, tier 3 towns. I think they should continue where they are, because that itself is aspirational enough for people to, in those kind of cities, to come to. On top of that, I think they've got a good balance of family orientation as well as appeal to kids and youth. Okay, I think they're managing it very well right now. So if the ambition is actually to go down the strata, then I think upscaling the image and overhauling just might not be the right way.
I think in emerging markets like India and China, which are high growth markets for McDonald's, I don't think this change will have a substantial impact, because I think people still go to McDonald's in these markets because of the global iconic brand value, and I don't see that going away.
While there is a broad consensus on the fact that a certain amount of rebranding and redesign is necessary for a brand to stay relevant, the concern that arises is whether these new mature designs will reduce McDonald's appeal to the core TG, kids. Ronald, the brand's mascot, will only appear at select outlets, and the redesign in Delhi's Janpath outlet is being perceived as far too dull for kids.
The objective is always, whenever you do this kind of makeup, is to not to disturb your current set and to attract new. I think they're going to disturb a lot of their current customers now in the hope of attracting new, and I think that is a very dangerous move for any organization to take.
Families are, as Steve Jobs once famously said, families are a renewable resource. Why would you want to give up? Adults have far more choices. Children don't have that many. And if you own a franchise which is so powerful with children, it is hard for me to understand why you would want to fritter that away.
McDonald's India is planning to double its number of outlets in the next 3 years and plans to spend approximately 1,000 crores to do just that. Couple that with the additional cost of redesigning its additional 250 outlets, which stands at almost 2 crores per outlet. That's another 500 crores. That essentially means that McDonald's India will be investing a whopping 1,500 crores to expand its business. And in emerging markets, where McDonald's is already catering to a more mature market, the aim of expanding their target group or increasing sales will not be met. As the QSR market gears up to become more competitive and crowded, one wonders whether the hamburger giant made the right call by making this a global exercise. Should McDonald's in markets like India actually be spending such large sums of money redesigning existing outlets, or should they instead focus on more reach? Will this actually translate into money well spent?